John 8:12. I am the light of the world. He who follows me will not walk in darkness, but will have the light of life. Okay. Amy, you want to get us started?
Public comment.
Oh.
So
Anybody sign up?
There's no,
Okay,
there's
good.
no sign in.
Okay, item number 2, these are the financials that I approved. On October 29th was an appropriations transfer to the Treasurer's General OPERS account for an adjustment to the Chief Deputy's salary in 2024, which was approved by the Commissioners on June 18th, 2024, after the 2025 tax budget had already been approved. This is being done as a special in order to make the OPERS payment by the end of the month. The other payroll accounts will be considered for adjustment on November 4th. Another financial for October 30th was an appropriations transfer to the Commissioner's miscellaneous account for COBRA hospitalization payments to complete the processing of October's insurance. And moving on to item number 3. On November 3rd, I accepted for the Department on Aging the retirement resignation of Sandy McLeod, Senior Centers Manager, number 1003, to be effective December 31st, 2025. I also granted for the Department on Aging permission to advertise for the position of Senior Centers Manager, number 1003, internally for a period of 5 days, with applications accepted from November 17th, 2025 through 4:30 p.m., November 21st, 2025. If there are no qualified candidates, the position will be advertised externally until filled. Also on November 3rd for maintenance, I rescinded the motion from October 6th, 2025 that read, approve hiring Damian Sherwood to the position of maintenance worker number 1904 to be effective October 27th, 2025 at the rate of $20.99 per hour, grade 6, step 7, with a 1-year probationary period. And that is all.
Thank you. Item number 4, the Commissioner's Office is requesting the Board approve and execute the minutes for the meeting of August 28th, 25.
I move to approve.
Second.
Commissioner Spitaleri?
Aye.
Commissioner Brackey?
Aye.
Commissioner DeWar?
Yes.
Morning, Commissioners.
Morning, Adrian.
Adrian Gordon from the Commissioner's Office. Today's financials include that appropriations transfer that Amy just mentioned to the Treasurer's General Fund payroll accounts for an adjustment to the Chief Deputy's salary in 2024 that was approved by the Commissioners on June 18th, 2024, after the 2025 tax budget had already been finalized, as well as a true-up to a couple of their hospitalization accounts for year-end. There's also another appropriations transfer from the Commissioner's miscellaneous transfer out account to Maintenance Safety Center Building Maintenance account to cover additional HVAC repairs at the Safety Center. There's a cash transfer from the General Fund to Family First Council for the October through December 2025 commitment, as well as a transfer from the General Fund to the Liability Self-Insurance Fund to cover Corsa insurance deductibles. Among the encumbrances are travels from the auditor to attend the County Auditors Association of Ohio Winter Conference in Dublin, Ohio, from the Clerk of Courts to attend the December Ohio Clerk of Courts Association Conference in Columbus, Ohio, and from the County Engineer to attend the County Engineers Association of Ohio Winter Conference in Columbus, Ohio. There's also a then and now from the Commissioner's Office to the State of Ohio for Bureau for Children with Medical Handicaps Complex Medical Help Program expenses from 2023 that were not previously encumbered. Among the vouchers is $63,721.99 from the Commissioner's Office to Ohio State University for the county's fourth quarter 2025 program support payment, $1,223,586.44 from the county engineer to Roniak Paving Incorporated for pay request number 3 of the Butternut Road reconstruction project, and $105,396.99 from the sheriff to Motorola Solutions Incorporated for the Spillman Flex 911 service and support payment, which last year was $101,829.30. Finally, there's a revenue decertification from mental health to remove federal revenue that will be directly funded to agencies and also an additional state grant.
What is a revenue decertification? I don't think I've seen that one before. So what does that mean?
So this would be revenue that department or elected official had budgeted in a particular fund that they are not going to be getting now. So we
Okay.
have to decertify that
see.
revenue. Sometimes it would have to happen in conjunction with reducing encumbrances or deappropriating expense
Yeah,
accounts in
yeah.
order to keep the fund balanced.
Okay. And then the other question I have is about the Family First Council payment.
Mm-hmm.
My memory was that we were essentially behind in those payments because they didn't need as much money in the first half of the year. But are we now essentially caught up?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we did the first quarter of the 2025-2026
Yeah.
amount, so they stopped it, I believe, for a whole fiscal year. Oh, was it just a
It was
half a
6
year?
months.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the second half of their fiscal year 2025, they stopped it, but now with their 2026 fiscal year starting, they restarted it.
Okay.
But it was a lesser amount than what we
Yeah,
typically
yeah.
do.
Okay, all right, that's good to know. So I'll move to approve the financials.
Second. Any other discussion on that? Call for vote.
Commissioner Spiller?
Aye.
Commissioner Brinkley?
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Adrian.
Morning.
Morning, Commissioners. Shane Hajar with the Engineers Office to present items 6 and 7. Item number 6, the County Engineers Office is requesting the board acknowledge and the recommendation to post load limits on Auburn Road for structure GEA C00064, -153 in Auburn Township for a weight limit of a single axle at two axles, 15 tons, 3 axles, 23 tons, 4 axles, 27 tons, 5 axles, 31 tons, 6+ axles, 34 tons, and a tractor trailer, 40 tons pursuant ORC 5577.071.
Shane, is this a change to current limits?
It
on that
is,
structure?
this is to set the state limit. This is just normal loading. No overloads will be allowed to pass across this bridge, so it is safe for all legal loads.
Okay. I move to approve.
Second. Call for vote.
Commissioner Spiller?
Aye.
Commissioner Brinkley?
Aye.
Commissioner DeBoer?
Yes.
Thank you. And item number 7, the Engineers Office is requesting the board approve and execute change order number 1 and final, decreasing the contract with Roniak Paving Incorporated for the asphalt resurfacing of Wilson Mills Road, County Highway 0008, sections G through L in Munson Township, in the amount of $39,590.10.
I feel like you should emphasize decreasing, like a little louder when you read that one.
Decreasing?
Yes, that's a good, we love these negative change orders. I move to approve.
Second. Any more discussion?
Nope.
Call for vote.
Commissioner Spiller?
Aye.
Commissioner Brinkley?
Aye.
Commissioner DeBoer?
Yes.
Very good. Thank you so much.
Good morning, Jessica Bolt, Department on Aging. Number 8 on the agenda is we are requesting the board to grant permission for us to advertise for bids for legal services for older adults program to be held Wednesday, December 3rd at 2:15 p.m. And the notice of the bid will be advertised the 13th of November and the 20th, as well as on the county website and social media. And our Legal Services for Older Adults program is a longstanding program with the Department on Aging that focuses on elder care services. So we're looking at like transfer on deed affidavits, any questions with conservatorship, guardianship, wills, estate planning, Medicaid benefits.
And then how does the program work? Does essentially the county pay part of the attorney's hourly fee and the client pays another portion? Is that how it works? Or?
So I can speak on the current contract that we
Okay.
have with our current firm. So
Yeah.
the current firm we are with is Schraff Thomas.
Yeah.
They actually receive federal funding through
Okay.
Western Reserve Area Agency on Aging. So how our current contract is structured, they have a reduced hourly rate. So first of all, their attorneys set a reduced rate of $160 an hour for services. After that, the Department on Aging pays $101.03, and Western Reserve Area Agency on Aging is paying the difference of $58.97. When clients come to us, we do a means assessment, and if they are lower income, they do pay a $25 fee towards us, which covers about a fourth of that cost. So if they
Okay.
are not low income.
If they are not,
If they are not low income,
Oh.
they do pay a $25 fee
I
toward
mean,
their
that's
legal
still,
services.
that's still a great value.
It's still a great value.
Yeah.
So they're paying a portion, towards us, but still, $75 an hour for legal services. That's wonderful.
I move to approve item number 8.
Second.
Any discussion? Call for vote.
Commissioner Spudler.
Aye.
Commissioner Brackey.
Aye.
Commissioner DeBoer.
Yes.
All right. The next item on the agenda is requesting the board to approve our county administrator, Amy Vivian, to execute the agreement between the Board of Commissioners and TC Property Inspections, which is Todd Hoffmeyer doing business as TC Property Inspections for the commercial property inspection of 12701 Ravenwood Drive, which is the library administrative building, not to exceed $2,200.
How was the inspector chosen?
That's a great question, thank you. Gina Hofstadter was involved in choosing the inspector. She reviewed different reports, and she looked at the Chase building inspection that was done previously and felt that it was a very thorough and comprehensive report, and she wanted to use that same inspector.
Okay. And Amy, are you comfortable with the scope of work listed? Okay. I move to approve item number 9.
Second.
Any more discussion? Call for vote.
Commissioner Spudler.
Aye.
Commissioner Brackey.
Aye.
Commissioner DeBoer.
Yes.
All right, thank you very much. Have a great day.
Hello. Liz Rubino with the Maintenance Department, and I have item number 10 on the agenda. The Maintenance Department is requesting the board approve and execute change order 1, increasing the contract with Air Force One Incorporated, executed December 12th of 2023, effective January 1st, 2024, for the Geauga County Safety Center HVAC maintenance and on-call services, including Post 2 and all tower sites, to increase the on-call service in the amount of $50,000, not to exceed total amount of $150,000, for a new total contract amount of $258,340. There will be no change to the preventive maintenance part of the contract.
And the increase is just because we're adding additional locations?
We're adding additional work.
Okay. I move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? Call for vote.
Commissioner Spudler.
Aye.
Commissioner Brackey.
Aye.
Commissioner DeBoer.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Morning.
Charles T. Ketch with the Maintenance Department. I have the next 3 items on the agenda. Item number 11 is the Maintenance Department is requesting the board grant permission to advertise for bids for the West Geauga Senior Center Condenser Upgrade Project to be held on Wednesday, December 3rd, 2025 at 2:00 p.m. Notice of this bid opening will be advertised on November 7th, 2025 and November 14th, 2025, and on the county website.
So I was kind of shocked by the estimated cost of this item. So when you say it's an upgrade project, is this a replacement?
We are replacing 2 30-ton units.
Okay, so that's what I was wondering. It's
Right.
more of like a full
It's a full
HVAC?
upgrade, yes.
Okay. And what's the age of the current units?
There are 2 units there. One is around 5 years old, I believe, and the other one is, I think, reaching around 20 or somewhere around there.
So we're replacing the 5-year one too?
Well, as of January of 2025, they changed the requirements and the regulations on the refrigerant that can be used.
Oh,
So that one now is out of compliance. So since we were upgrading the one, we felt it was kind of beneficial to do both, so we didn't have 2 different types of gas there and 2 different types of units. So we are moving to a chiller unit as opposed to an air-cooled unit.
What would the estimated cost be? Would it be half of that if we just replaced the one?
We had the cost, I believe, and I'm trying to go back because I know we talked about this when we brought it initially. I want to say it was around 170 or
It was just for the 20-year one?
Yes.
I don't know, commissioners, how do you feel about this? The current cost for estimate for both of them to be replaced is $320,000, which I thought seemed pretty substantial.
Well, if one is obsolete, and it doesn't meet the requirements, then and we're up there anyways. So that's my thoughts.
I feel the same way.
And was this budgeted for, I mean, not to ask a dumb question, but whose budget is this? Is this maintenance department budget? Is this Department on Aging?
I think this is coming out of the aging bucket.
The senior center construction fund is what the plan is right now.
Okay. And we have the money set aside for this?
Yes.
Okay. And you feel strongly that we should be replacing both of these units?
Well, if we don't, we'll have two different types of unit. One would be a
Yeah.
chiller, one would be air-cooled. Currently, if we do both now, we can have redundancy, which we don't have today. And the one unit is not working at all.
Right, okay. Yeah, I mean, it's just a substantial cost, I guess is my only concern, but.
We did have an offer from the engineering firm to try to sell the unit that was less than 5 years old,
Okay.
but we declined that option.
Oh, why did we decline it? Just because it's,
I'm not sure. But I think it was probably more work than it was beneficial. I'm not sure.
okay. Is that something we can revisit?
We can, yeah, I mean, we haven't gone out to bid yet, so we can still try to add that to the scope.
I mean, I think that would make sense to me, to bring the
Yeah.
cost down. Because, I mean, I understand the argument of you
Yeah.
want two units that are the same, but to replace one that's only 5 years old, I mean, and we're looking at $170-ish thousand.
There is no guarantee that they're going to be able to sell it because
Right.
it is now out of compliance with the
Yeah.
new regulations. So
Yeah.
unless somebody has a unit of that type that happens to be in poor repair and they would like to replace it or use it for parts, it's going
Okay.
to be hard to sell. So-
I see. Okay.
And if not, we could also always put it on like Gov Deals or something
Correct.
too, right?
Well, yes, we would have to write that into the scope because currently the scope, which, hasn't been released yet, says that it is up to the contractor to dispose of it. So we would have to change that scope.
Yeah, I mean,
Not
I
a big
would say
deal.
if there's some value is better than no value, right?
Right.
If it's
But we'd
not a
have to
big-
find a place to store it and we'd have to
Yeah.
find a place to,
Yeah,
have a way for it to be set aside and delivered to the place that we want to store it until it's sold.
yeah. I mean, I would at least try to see if that's, I mean, if it's not a big deal to do, to try to get something for it would maybe work. Like what you said, if somebody has that same unit and it's in disrepair and they need to replace parts or whatever.
Right.
They might jump all over that, right? Mm-hmm. So, is that gonna be a big to-do to have to reword that, or?
No, we can certainly add that to the addendum as we go into the pre-construction meeting, so,
Okay,
yeah. We'll have to do some research to see if we have the means to store it and to move it. Of course, we could have the contractor move it to the location that we want to store it at, so.
'cause I mean, I would imagine it's a pretty good size unit
Yes.
that's gonna have to require that, so,
Yes.
okay.
Okay,
No, that's good. I'm glad you brought that up.
Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion.
I second it. Any more discussion? Call for vote?
Commissioner Spudler.
Aye.
Commissioner Brackey.
No.
Commissioner DeBoer.
Yes.
okay, the next item on the agenda is item number 12. The Maintenance Department is requesting the board approve and execute change order number 2 in increasing the contract with North Bay Construction Incorporated to replace existing gas regulators and install new on all generators for the Department of Emergency Services. also known as EMA, generator upgrade project in the amount of $2,984.66 for a new not-to-exceed contract of $259,989.04.
So this just wasn't included in the initial scope of work, is that the idea?
Correct.
Okay, I move to approve item number 12.
Second.
Any discussion? Call for a vote.
Commissioner Spudler.
Aye.
Commissioner Brackey.
Aye.
Commissioner DeBoer.
Okay, and item number 13 is the Maintenance Department is requesting the board approve and execute change order number 1 with GovTrust Partners LLC, authorizing the use of owner's contingency funds for additional construction services related to the redesign of the block wall footer for the Geauga County Safety Center Visitation Room alteration project in the amount of $2,770, leaving $5,230 remaining in contingency.
So can you talk about what this change is and why it wasn't anticipated and
Yes.
why it costs more?
So when we designed the new footer, the footer was designed to go an additional 6 inches below the current floor slab of the visitation room. When they actually cut the floor open, we found, and I'll just show you a quick picture, we found a number of conduits underneath the floor
Oh, my.
that were not on the drawings.
It's like spaghetti under there.
So the as-built drawings for the jail did not include those conduits. As a result, we were not able to use the footer that was designed. They had to hand dig for at least 2 to 3 days around all of those conduits, and we had to redesign the footer. So that's what the additional cost is for, and that was unanticipated as it was not on the.
I mean, it seems
Drawings.
like we're getting the better deal of only paying $2,700
I think so,
for
yes. That
digging
would-
for a few
Actually,
days.
that's pretty cheap for all
Yeah.
of that work.
And I mean, this is kind of off topic, but are you happy with how this GovTrust Partners is doing the job? Is it-
I have been pleased with their
Okay.
performance, yes.
Very good.
There's some things that they, obviously need to tighten up, and just like any contractor, there's some things that need repaired and touched up after the fact, but nothing that would be out of the ordinary for any other construction
Yeah.
that I've seen.
Okay, very good. I move to approve item number 13.
Second.
Discussion? I did go down to Chuck's office last week and looked at the same pictures that he shown us today. It is more footer than anticipated, because they had to dig down deeper. And call for a vote.
Commissioner Spudler.
Aye.
Commissioner Brackey.
Hey,
Commissioner DeBoer.
Yes.
Thank you.
Put all that over here, I just see. Morning, Nick.
Good morning.
How are you?
Good, thank you. Nick Goris, Department of Water Resources, 3 items on the agenda. The first is requesting the board approve and execute the agreement regarding the extension of the public sanitary sewer infrastructure to serve permanent parcel 13-015514, the site of the future youth home between the Geauga County Board of Commissioners and the Department of Water Resources in the total amount of $310,000. It's an estimate. $40,000 of that is to cover the design costs for us to hire a third party, all the permitting with the EPA, do the inspections of the installation, and then the balance $270 is the estimate to perform the work. The extension would go from Merritt Road, basically from Ravenwood, about 700 feet to 800 feet down Merritt Road, just next to the library. We'll have to directional drill it, bore it underneath Ravenwood Drive, as we don't want to open cut that. So that's about almost a 90-foot directional drill. We're trying to drill it all the way across right away and through the utility easement, so there is no interference with any of the communication. So that's where the most part of the cost is to the extension, not knowing where that boring's going to come in and what time of the year. Plans are done, so as part of this agreement, it's mentioned in there that we would proceed with that design to get it, to keep it moving forward, so that when the youth home plans are ready to go out to bid, we were on the same alignment. So we already have EPA approval to install the sewer. We're just ready to go out to bid and see where these numbers come in at.
And
Sounds good.
our APA reviewed this as well, right? I know yours just
Both
signed off
did, yeah.
on it, but
Laura
they
and
were both-
Susan both reviewed this document.
Okay. And then it seems like the majority of this is labor cost, as you mentioned.
Construction.
So these are internal, like your employee?
This will be bid out.
You have
So
to
the actual
contract it out.
yeah,
Okay,
based
all
on
right.
the nature of the cost of the work,
Okay.
thresholds require us to bid this job out.
Okay. That's what I thought, just wanted to double check. So I'll move to approve item number 14.
Second?
Any discussion? Call for vote?
Commissioner Spudler.
Aye.
Commissioner Brackey.
Aye.
Commissioner DeBoer.
Yes.
Thank you. Items 15 and 16 are both the same. Requesting the board authorize and approve Ralph Spitaleri, authorized representative to execute the OWDA fund payment request number 6 for the McFarland Creek wastewater treatment plant improvement project for technical services performed by HDR Engineering in the amount of $64,949.21. And then the second one is the same for payment request number 7 for technical services by HDR Engineering in the amount of $75,727.47. This is our on-site technical services performed to monitor the McFarland wastewater treatment plant project upgrade.
Okay. And you know what I'm gonna ask, right? You reviewed the invoices and you believe them to be
Yes,
correct?
we've been sitting on them too for a little while as we were confirming information of who did what and when, and just to make sure these are actually in the rears. They kind of called and we kept explaining to them of additional information they had to supply to us. But the project's going well. They're doing a good job. It's $30 million and to monitor all that work going on and review the submittals. You know, it's not like
Yeah.
some of the old jobs I used to do where there was 10 or 12 submittals. There's a couple hundred submittals on this job of everything, and you know, they're staying on top of it.
Okay. I move to approve 15 and 16.
Second?
Any discussion? Call for vote?
Commissioner Spudler.
Aye.
Commissioner Brackey.
Aye.
Commissioner DeBoer.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Commissioners, for item number 17, I'd like to move it. As we sit here, I've been made aware that there's additional items that are in 470 that the court would like to have moved. So I'd like to request that we move this item to next session so that we can get you an accurate quote.
Okay, very good.
Thank
And was
you.
this the same contractor that we used for the Board of Elections?
Yes.
Okay, very good. And then, I mean, the other question I wanted to ask, I mean, since we're
Sure.
gonna table it anyway, is the contract says that the contractor shall complete all work within 2 months, which is a little like, ooh, because we want them to do it, we wanted them to do it not in 2 months. But I believe that was, similar language was in the BOE contract, right? And we were happy with the way they handled the timeline.
Yes, I believe, Adrian, correct me, wasn't it 6 months we had in the other contract
For Board of
for the Board of Elections? So
Oh,
it was a
that's
bit
even
more.
scarier. Yeah.
That's just to cover any incidentals that might happen later on. We don't want the contract
Okay.
to expire and need them to move something else.
I see. But it's not, they're moving, one desk this
No.
week and
Yeah,
then
they
a
basically
pencil
said
sharpener
within a
next
few
week.
days, once everything's packed and they're called in, they can get everything moved, so.
Okay. Very good.
Thank you.
Amy, when you do communicate with the movers, or just wondering, are they gonna try to move between Christmas and New Year's? Maybe that would be an ideal time to do it.
I'll get that information when we present next
Not
week.
for them, it won't be an ideal time. But, so I'll move to table item number 17.
Thank you.
Second?
Any discussion? Call for vote?
Commissioner Spudler.
Aye.
Commissioner Brackey.
Aye.
Commissioner DeBoer.
Yes.
Item number 18, the Commissioner's Office is requesting the Board acknowledge receipt of the letter from R. Robert Umholtz, Public Defender, in regard to his retirement and funding request for the remainder of 2025 in the amount of $33,766.88 to cover retirement/staff expenses and to be determined adjustment in their 2026 budget request with changes to payroll and hospitalization. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you. Well, for the last time, Bob Umholtz, Geauga County Public Defender, coming before the commission. I'd like to introduce, for those of you who don't know, I think everybody does, Paul Mooney has been appointed to succeed me. And looking through some of my memorabilia over this past week as I clean out my office, this is, I believe it's the 6th time Paul has worked for me. We came before the commission in 1991 asking for additional funds because we needed to hire another assistant. Paul and I, our caseload was 800 at that time, 400 each. We were the only two attorneys in the public defender office, and we had ceased accepting juvenile court appointments because we just couldn't handle that caseload. So anyhow, my point is, Paul is very familiar with public defender office. He has a great deal of trial experience, both with the public defender office and in private practice. At this point in time, I am requesting for the remainder of 2025 additional funds be placed into our accounts in the amount of $33,766.88. That would cover my retirement, payout of unused sick and vacation time, and it would also be used. One of our assistant administrators had a tragedy occur in her family, and she will, our receptionist is assuming some of her duties while she was out of the office, so it required us to pay her an additional 1 day a week for the remainder of the year, I believe. And I would point out that, as the commission's aware, of that $33,000 plus, 82% of it will be reimbursed to the county by the state. So the cost of the county for this request is only $6,078.04, and probably more significantly because I have a family plan, Paul does not, with the savings next year, by not requesting a family plan, our budget, even with the requested increase for the full-time for Dana O'Reilly, our budget request would be $13,914 less. So that is our request, and if you have any questions, we'd be happy to answer them.
Well, best wishes to you, Bob. You've had a very long and distinguished career in public service, and you have, in your letter, I realized you've been a public defender since I was in elementary school. So that's a
Yes.
pretty good long run, doing the same thing for that long. So best wishes to you in your next chapter.
Well, thank you. And actually, we were at the State Public Defender Summit 2 weeks ago, and we were sitting at the table with the Wayne County Public Defenders, and I was an assistant public defender in Wayne County before I came to Geauga County. So I was asking them, what about, Rick Helmuth and Bob Reynolds and Roger Kinsel and all these attorneys that were so well known? They said, no, we don't know them. And of course, then the state public defender, I was talking to her about it, and one of the Wayne County attorneys says, Bob, you have to remember, we weren't born when you were down there. so it's, I have a lot to be thankful for. My wife and I have been blessed by being able to live and work in Geauga County, and I've always been appreciative of our trusted working relationship with the commissioner. So thank you for all you've done.
Thank you for your service.
Well, thank you.
Thank you for what you've done, Bob. You've always been a gentleman, and it's always been a pleasure to work with you. And Paul, same for you. You'll carry on that torch, I'm sure. And yeah, you've always instilled a lot of integrity in your position, and appreciate that. Always true professional.
Well, thank you. And even though Paul's going to be the next public defender, the boss is still going to stay.
The real boss, right?
Well, Bob, you've done a great job for years and years, and I want to say enjoy your retirement.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Well, before you leave, I'll move to approve item number 18.
Second?
Any more discussion? Call for vote?
Commissioner Spitaleri?
Aye.
Commissioner Brackey?
Aye.
Commissioner DeWart?
Yes.
Thank you,
very
Bob.
much.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes. Item 19, public comment. Those wishing to make a comment or ask a question on matters of concern, please raise your hand and be called upon. Beginning by stating their full name and address, and will have up to 3 minutes to comment or ask questions, and are kindly asked to refrain from disorderly or disruptive conduct. Any public comment today?
Howard, South Russell Village. Next Tuesday's Veterans Day, 11/11/11. And thank our veterans before us and the ones that are still there today, because we enjoy a good lifestyle here in Geauga County. Hopefully everybody will think about it when they have their day off. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else?
Yeah, I just wanted to, I guess, comment on
Can you go to a microphone for the,
do you want me to, can I come up?
yeah,
Sure.
we'd love you to come up.
I just wanted to talk just about the federal shutdown and SNAP.
Yeah.
And commissioners, and I know, appreciate your guys' response. But I know there's a lot of just concern, nationwide, not just in the county, but I can speak specifically to the county, and I know I've talked to some of the news, the newspapers, but got about 2,700 citizens in the county that are not going to receive their SNAP benefits as of today for the month of November. The way that it works, a lot of people want to understand how it actually works, is every client that has SNAP benefits has a load date. Their load date depends on when they signed up in the month. That becomes every month, you receive it on the 1st or the 15th, everyone's got a load date for the month. So you do have some that are at the beginning, some maybe at the middle of the month for their load date, but what will happen is on their current load date for the month of November, that's when they would have normally expected it, they're not going to receive their monthly allotment. As of now, there's been a lot of kind of rumors or things that have people said, oh no, we're going to do this to fix this, that to fix this. I know the Trump administration has said that maybe they can do something to get either a partial fix so we can get some food out there. Well, I can only go on what is today. There's a lot of conjecture, but as you guys can imagine, the gyrations that just in order to get government move and then to get state and federal government to move concurrently, it's a miracle just to make that happen. So as of today, we don't have that fix. What the message that I've gotten out there, and I know through the commissioners, I know there was a Facebook post, is we have a wonderful pantry system in the county. JFS helps fund our pantries. I just got off the phone with Sue Uhas, who runs the board for Geauga Hunger Task Force. They are busy. They said that Burton is one of the most prolific pantries in the county. They had an unbelievable increase in traffic this past weekend. I'd let her know that, we're doing a little, food drive here amongst the county departments. JFS is doing one internally. We're kind of competing with each other for fun, who can bring in the most. And I know that the county collaborates wonderfully, but, push people towards the food pantries. If people want to donate, it's best to donate directly to the food pantries. If you want to do a food drive or participate in ours, that's great. But many hands make light work, and so I think that'll be the case here. But they were prepared. They are in communication with the Cleveland Food Bank. The one thing I do want to tell the public, though, is there are scams out there, and it's already happening. We have people coming from other counties, Trumbull, Ashtabula, Cuyahoga to Burton, to other food pantries, and please rely upon, please rely upon, your local pantries, so they should be equipped. So, thank you.
I saw online where Lake Train is going to waive all the fees for transportation for someone on the SNAP program.
Oh, it's a brilliant idea. So, any questions or? All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Craig.
you. Item 20, Amy, Adrian.
Adrian. We do have a discussion on the retainage release for the courthouse expansion project, and Adrian and Brett are here to discuss that with you.
So I'll introduce, this is Brett Bestien from Infinity. Brett came to us and Jarrett from NV5 and Amy and indicated that according to the contract, they have withheld retainage on a couple different categories of the contract, and they were looking for a partial release of that retainage in order to meet some of their obligations to their subcontractors. And I will let Brett take it from there, so.
Thanks. Yeah, so we're looking for just a retention reduction from 10% down to 5% on the project. Like Adrian mentioned, you know, we did withheld more retention than the contract calls for. Most 95% of our contracts probably call for 10% labor and material. State contracts only call for 8% of labor up to 50% of the project and no retainage on material as long as it's in place. So in this project, we did held 10% across the board. And now kind of where we're at the end of the project, we're looking at reduce retainage, which will allow us to do a couple things. One, start partially paying some of our larger subs, some of our subs that concrete, steel, masonry, that majority of the work happened last year. So we want to start doing that. Also, some of the smaller subs, window treatments, blinds, you know, if they're done with their contract, we want to get them fully paid so we can start getting final waivers and start the closeout process, which usually takes, you know, it's very encumbered, you know, to get all that paperwork. So it does a couple things. You know, if we look at doing it, it'll still leave, I think, roughly $800,000 in retainage on the project for the county, which is just held for issues that arise, which, you know, at this point, we really have no major issues on the project. Besides small punch list items, a few things to get wrapped up here after stuff gets moved in. So that's what we're looking to do. Just wanted discussion on it. If everybody's okay with it, what'll happen, we'll do our next pay application as normal, and then we'll submit a separate retainage pay application along with that. So it'll be 2 pay applications next.
Okay. So Brett, what % completion are we at now?
Dollar-wise, let's see. Dollar-wise, I say we're probably in the 85–90% range completion. I know, and that is including the retainage too. So I think we have roughly $2 million left to bill. A good chunk of that's actually the courtroom AV, which is going to be starting to be installed here next week. And then some other just minor items, gates, and a few other small things.
And there'll be there's another change order too that's going to be coming through to increase the date of substantial completion by another week. So oddly, it's going to be on the 13th, and the new substantial completion date's going to be the 14th, which is the next day. So hopefully that will be sufficient, so.
And we feel there is still sufficient retainage at this amount if there are punch list items still left.
Yeah. Like I said, yeah, we haven't had no major issues on that project so far. You know, no major brick issues, no major flooring issues. So it's minor punch list items at this point.
And there's still going to be over $800,000 worth of retainage held on the project. So that should be sufficient to garner the, you know, support to get those things done.
Yeah, it sounded good to me, but it's also a big project. So
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. It's hard for me to gauge that. Is this something that NV5 agrees with? Do we know, or have we talked to the APA at all? Okay, everybody's on board.
Yeah, Jarrett couldn't be here. He had a previous engagement, so.
Okay. All right, I'm fine with it. Do we need a motion, or we're just going to proceed with an invoice on this?
Yeah, that's basically what we'll do. If everybody's okay with it, it doesn't require a vote, but we will get another pay request from Infinity to release that retainage, and you'll have the opportunity to approve it at that time.
Okay, very good.
Sounds good.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And finally, item number 21, the Commissioner's Office is requesting the board move into executive session for the purpose of discussing the employment and compensation of public employees pursuant to ORC 121.22G1.
So moved.
Second?
Call for vote.
Commissioner Spudler.
Aye.
Commissioner Brinkley.
Aye.
Commissioner DeWort.
Yes.
And it will just be me. Okay. Just double check me on that. Make sure I've made all the changes. Okay.
Back from executive session, I have action today.
Yes, we have two items. The first item is the Commissioner's Office is requesting the board approve the revised organizational chart for the Commissioner's Office to be effective November 4th, 2025.
So moved.
Second?
Any discussion?
No, just say, Amy and Mark, I know you guys worked a lot on this, and I think it's much improved.
Thank you.
Good product.
Call for vote.
Commissioner Spudler.
Aye.
Commissioner Brinkley.
Aye.
Commissioner DeWort.
Yes.
The next motion is to appoint Rick Wareham as acting director of the Maintenance Department to be effective November 4th, 2025, at the rate of $37.33 per hour for a period not to exceed 6 months or until the director position is filled.
So moved.
Second?
Any discussion? Call for vote.
Commissioner Spudler.
Aye.
Commissioner Brinkley.
Aye.
Commissioner DeWort.
Yes. Motion to adjourn. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
10:47.